Yeah, we good?
What's up,
Yep.
everybody? It's the 30s perspective. We are back from our hiatus. Whoop, whoop,
Woo!
whoop, whoop, whoop. We have a special guest tonight, a returning special guest. Everybody say what's up to Elise.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Elise. Go, Elise. Go.
Go, Elise.
Oh.
Go,
Right?
go. Shout out to Alicia.
What up, though?
Shout out to B Mike.
Sup? Let's do this.
And I'm Sherelle Unique. Tonight's B Mike's episode, so
Yeah.
get us
All right, cool. So tonight we're going to really kind of get into a thing I think has been going back and forth for a long time between like Gen X and senior millennials and like Zoomers and Gen A's. So Generation Z and Gen A's. And it's all about, pretty much the media. Like this whole now we're becoming the old school versus what's coming out now. And what's cool about the millennials that we can traverse between both worlds, but the discussion still needs to happen. So promote media thinning them. Because hey, we can do both sides, man. We're on the left bank, we're on the right bank. We're on the east bank, we're on the west bank.
Listen, we're not too old that we don't know what's going on, but we ain't too young to put these young kids in their place.
But I feel like some people are giving up, man. I got friends that are just like, I'm done.
Okay, but real quick, let's make sure everybody understands. The age bracket for millennials is like 1982 to like 1994.
Yeah, it's 94 is the cutoff.
So it's like if you are anywhere between 82 and 90, then I feel like you're on that cusp of knowing
you're
both
a senior,
sides.
yeah. You're a senior millennial.
You're a senior millennial, but anything after that, you're a junior millennial. And you might have gotten some of the like before dial-up and before like cell phones or whatever, some of it, but like anyone who's before that, a senior millennial.
I don't know if junior millennials remember them being ashtrays in car doors.
Right.
Or the lighter in the car.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. All right, so
or the wind up window. Right,
the
wind windows.
and then it would get off the truck and it'd be stuck.
Yo, listen, all I know is that you cannot be on the phone and on the internet at the same time.
I remember getting yelled at for that. So my mom eventually got a second line because I gotta do homework. But I was on there like talking to people.
Right. What were you talking on?
Does anybody remember AIM?
Talking on, Mike? What was you talking on?
On AIM. We're on AIM or MSN Messenger.
AIM.
Right, or AOL.
Yeah. That's right. AOL Instant Messenger on that AIM, man.
They'll never understand that dial-up side.
You hear that door open, you see, who came on?
Right.
Yep.
Right. They'll never understand that dial-up.
I'm telling you right now, the reason why I type as fast as I do is because I used to have 8 conversations happening. Well, yeah, the thought, but like my typing skills, I'm up to like 72 words a minute because that's what I was doing. And I had to take on 8 convos,
When you had to write
all your female friends.
When you had to write two.
Yo, real quick.
8.
Oh yeah,
when your parents would roll up, like what you doing? Yep.
Well, he's just talking about when you was texting and you had to text the letter.
Oh, you talking about the T9 texting? I was a beast at that too.
Right. And don't let you pass the letter that you need. It's like,
it'll pass. And then you talk, man. People complain about there being not enough characters on Twitter. Yo, you only have so many characters on that text. They'll just cut you off.
Nah, these kids don't even understand, bro.
Here's the ultimate thing I think they don't understand. And maybe y'all don't understand it because I don't know if girls did this as much as guys did, but calling a girl's house and hoping her parents didn't answer. And then when they did, you really had to like get past the parent security. Like you had to impress the parents on the phone to get to the girl to talk to her. That was a thing.
Was that
Nobody
a thing?
will ever understand.
See? Yep. She don't even know.
Being surprised on a 3-way call. You'll never.
Oh, 3-way sting. I know. I talked about that. Y'all heard about my 3-way sting in 8th grade issue? Y'all heard about that. Y'all heard about that.
I'm telling you, nobody will ever understand that until
I
through
never had to
I
experience that,
went
but I
through
knew about it.
See, man, they don't get it, man. They're
I
like,
am.
what?
There was this dude I was dating in high school. I mean not high school, but 6th grade.
Middle school.
He was the only
You was
other
dating
guy.
in 6th grade? Lucky.
No, I wasn't. My parents didn't know. I was being sneaky. But anyways, he was only one of the 3 other Black people that was in my elementary school. So for me, I was like, all right, cool. He likes me. I like him. Let's get it, right? So I was talking to him, and then I got on the phone with this one girl, and we was talking on the phone, and I was telling her, and she said, he broke up with you because he's with me now. And I said, excuse me? She was like, he don't go with you no more. He goes with me. And I was like,
that's bold.
That's back when the word "going with" was a thing. You can't even say that now as an adult. I go with her.
Where y'all going?
I go with. No, I'm gonna use that this week somewhere.
Like, I hear his voice.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
yeah.
So me, I kind of got real ignorant. I was like, so I got you. And
Yep. No. See, idiot moments like that is how you learn. So he must have, that fucked him up. So he probably don't do that no more.
Who?
Keep your mouth shut.
No, I don't. I just never. I just knew who I could date and who I couldn't, and who was as beautiful Black women and who wasn't.
There we go.
You missed that.
All right.
And guess who's married? Guess who ain't?
Well, maybe it doesn't look like having one woman's his goal. So maybe that's not what he wants.
No, I don't know if he likes women anymore.
Oh. Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
The plot
twist.
Yeah. So that felt like there's some tea sipping happening right there. All right, so let's move on. First icebreaker beyond what we just had. The icebreaker. All right, Rihanna. Rihanna just had her last concert on Amazon Prime. Her Fenty lingerie fashion show concert, and she definitely got some praises for having women of different ethnicities in different body shapes and sizes as her models. That's good, but she also got some ridicule because of using excerpts of the Quran as part of her song Doom. And that was a big controversy. So I guess the question is...
Because I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it. She did what?
It's on Amazon Prime. That's probably what. She used... she did. The producer of Doom made this nice little, EDM beat type of song that she actually been using since 2017. And she got some flack for it back then, but this was bigger. Uses excerpts from the Quran as a sample in the song. And even though the producer said, hey, look, I didn't do a due diligence on my research on this, thought it just sounded good for the song, I should have did better with that, there was a lot of anger towards Rihanna for, one, they felt it was disrespectful for her to use that as part of a lingerie show, and two, because she's been using it since 2017, and, she's been receiving ridicule and criticism since then that she does not listen to her fans and their concerns, and so they were upset about that as well.
Do these fans go out there and make this music? Did the fans put in the long hours? No. So I don't believe in all of that. I don't. Like, yeah, it's nice whenever, but nobody, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't agree with that. Now, for people to be mad about her using excerpts from the Quran, I got mixed feelings about that, but it's not like she's the first musician to use inserts from the Bible or any other. She's not the first, and she ain't gonna be the last. So I don't understand what that kickback's about. Because everybody had a problem when Kanye was talking about Jesus walks, and he was talking about he's Jesus and all that good stuff.
Well, Jesus Walks ended up being a hit in the club for like. All right, so you hear about this one. So Jesus Walks was probably one of only or one of few songs about that had references to Jesus or the Bible that made it to like the urban club scene. And so you are, to be if you're Christian and you're all about spreading the word and influence. To I don't feel that's a bad thing if you're bringing awareness and influence such as Jesus Walks.
Yeah, but people also find it disrespectful to be using that terminology. Like, it's not to be played. Like, some people feel it's not supposed to be played with or kind of just used in that way.
Right. I know. I understand. They feel like it's taking away the purity of it or something.
As how he did. But what I'm saying is that like it's the same thing with her using excerpts from.
It almost feels like
I don't find it.
It's the same thing as what she's doing.
Right.
Personally, I think it's two different things. But I just wish people would just respect other people's religions. That's what I would in a perfect world. I wish that would be what the deal was. And I think Rihanna's a a-hole, honestly, just in general. I just think she is. Yeah. So I just feel like, why would you do that for her? Like she clout chases a lot. She's a troll. Like she just does stuff just for attention, and I don't like it. That's my opinion.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if she's as much of. I don't know if she's aware of it as much as the producer was. Like the producer gave her a hot beat, and she went with it. And the producer didn't. He's the one who chose the samples. He's the one who chose all the sound bites for the song. Is she more responsible or she more responsible?
Because when I think of her track record, I don't know that I'm buying that she didn't know.
All right.
I don't follow Rihanna enough to be like, yeah, that's what she does. She cloud chases, or that's who she is, or she's an a-hole. Like, I don't follow her at all. Like, some of her music is good. I appreciate her for some of the stuff that she wrote. But like, as far as like following Rihanna, I don't know nothing about it. So I can't even like.
I'll say that most major artists clout chase to a certain degree.
I think it's kind of a part of the job description when you're somebody who is a well-known celebrity who has put out hit after hit after hit. Now, and me personally, I'm in favor of those who are Muslim and who took offense to this, mainly because I don't see it as being any different than appropriating a culture. So it's like the people who were offended were allowed to be offended, and I think that if Rihanna was ignoring fans, if she's been using this for the last 3-4 years now, if she was ignoring it, then that is bad on her part, and she needs to do better. Because I mean, her whole entire, like, her whole entire legacy, if you want to call it that, is based off of her fan base. I mean, it's the reason why she's able to become the entrepreneur that she is and create her makeup line and create her clothing line and everything else, and the people who she's catering to. It's why so many people like her. It's why so many people admire who she is. I, for one, love Rihanna. Like, she doesn't really care about your opinion or what you think or whatever, but she also keeps, besides the whole Chris Brown stuff, because I feel like because of who Chris Brown was is why that was so public. She pretty much keeps her business. Like, I don't really know too much about Rihanna outside of her stardom. So it's like, I have a lot of respect for celebrities in general who have the ability to keep what they can private. So yeah.
All right.
No, not about her.
I got mixed feelings on this. One, I'm really working on trying to respect people's feelings about stuff without necessarily fully understanding, because it may not be my experience in my life, whatever. But then the musician part of me is like, if the song's hot, it's hot. But that's where I'm at on that one. All right, so we discussed that. I'm gonna check out the full concert this week and go and see what it's all about. But all right, so that kind of leads back into what we're gonna talk about in terms of media today, you know, in the 21st century versus the 20th century. In terms of that, though, that leads directly into, when it comes to influencers, it seems that now media is extremely critical of anyone doing anything. What do y'all think about it? Especially compared to what it was. What do y'all think? Like right now, like every person is under this microscope on every little movement. Do you feel that's a good thing? You feel it's, you know, it's a hindrance? What do y'all think about that?
I think that because of that, it's both good and bad. It's good because if you get picked up on the right, like in the right wave, on the right thing or whatever, like the way that people go viral and stuff like that or whatever, it could be great. But in some instances, if you keep missing the wave, then you don't get looked at all. So it's both sides to that. So it's like understanding the algorithm and understanding how is it that, you know, you could have somebody who sings, you know, what was it, bitch I'm a cow, and like she goes viral like on some dumb shit, but then like people like, you know, I can't even come up with people or whatever, but like, cause like you can also look at people like Todrick Hall has been doing what he does for like the last 10, 11 years. And people forget that he started his career by like singing the McDonald's menu or singing the Subway menu. And then that built up to him having like world tours and having his own like channel and like being an influencer of such. And then he ends up in Taylor Swift's music video. So it's like, whether you like her or not, I mean, she is a celebrity that people know and he's in her videos. So that's a thing. But it's like, I feel like it comes in waves, like either you're on the wave or you're not. So.
Okay. What do the rest of y'all think about the microscope on influencers now?
I think that a lot of things aren't fair to a lot of influencers now because of social media. And it's like you can't have an opinion without offending somebody else. And then that offense goes to being blown up and it being it's not proportionate, right? And I don't think that's fair. So for instance, like I was talking with one of my managers at one time and we were talking about like her favorite person is Sidney Crosby. And this was back when the whole Black Lives Matter movement had first like became a big thing. And
You're breaking up, Alicia.
And
I don't know if she can hear
was conference. What he thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah, like.
Am I good?
Kind of no. Okay, sort of. Kind of okay now.
Now?
It's like an old kung fu movie, but okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Am I still breaking? It's because I'm doing that.
Like the sound is so off.
It's still off?
Yes.
Like super off?
Okay, so like now, for me, at least you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm good now? Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay. There you go.
I hate to do this to you, but you might want to start your answer from the beginning.
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. So they were just talking about like how Sidney Crosby was her favorite celebrity, and how like, he was asked in a press conference about Black Lives Matter, and he kind of like didn't say anything to. He kind of just ignored it. He didn't say that he agreed, and he didn't say that he didn't agree. He just didn't say anything, and they kind of like came at him crazy. They were like, oh, how are you not going to speak out as a celebrity about such and such issue? And I agree with him, because it's like, if he would have said anything negative, all the Black folks would have tore him up. But if he would have said anything like positive, then his, people that he has, a lot of people don't believe in that whole Black Lives Matter thing. So a lot of people that, like him and are for him, he would have been torn apart. So he just kind of just left it alone. He didn't.
Black pucks matter. That's all I worry about is the black puck.
But you understand what I mean? So it's like one of those things where I feel like celebrities are damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. So I
think that there's a big difference between celebrity and influencer. Like, can celebrities be influencers? Yes. Right. But I feel like the internet influencer is what's now becoming the new celebrity.
Yeah.
So it's like, if an influencer messes up, then they just lose their followers and nobody hears from them again, versus a celebrity who like Colin Kaepernick and who like Sidney Crosby, where it's like, where all of these sports are led by mostly white people. Mm-hmm. And for hockey being like dominated, patrons being mostly white. Not to say that Black people don't like hockey or anybody else doesn't like hockey, but most people who go, I know you do, but most people who go to see hockey games are particularly white. He was making sure, like you said, that he didn't fall under any side of it, to just protect his investment, to protect his wallet. And that, you can't be mad at somebody for making sure that they keep getting it.
Be like, I just want to be out of the discussion. Like, can I just not be in the discussion?
Because for all we know, he is for Black Lives Matter, and he takes care of that in a way that's not public, which is not wrong to do. Because I mean, like, especially like in regards to the conversation before of religion, there are plenty of religions who don't believe, who believe that in times of charity or times of giving or whatever, those are things that shouldn't be put on a pedestal. So
all right, Sherelle, what you think? Microscopes on celebrities, influencers, got anything?
Well, I just feel like on one hand it opens the door for well, I hate that like you have to be like so perfect in every way, like when with the microscope thing, like you don't have room for error, you don't have grace to make a mistake, or to learn anything. Like it's almost like it's phony, because you're not getting the real. People are afraid to be themselves anymore for fear of being like canceled or whatever. I don't think that it's good to be so involved in like a celebrity's life, like to that point. Like, I don't think it's good for the viewer or for the celebrity. Like, I think there's levels to it, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
And I think you're right about that one, because this is switching over to the 20th century. There are so many artists of our generation and prior that did and do a lot of things that if they did them now, they would be canceled immediately.
Yeah.
And
And then part of
Can I mention somebody who has done some things that are kind of sketchy that like everybody loves, but if it was anybody else, he would have been ridiculed?
Elvis Presley.
Who am I talking about?
I'm talking about Elvis Presley.
it could be
No,
anybody, really.
I'm talking about Michael Jackson. He has done some sketchy things in his past, and everybody
He was ridiculed and canceled for a little bit.
Not really though. Like,
Yeah, not really.
He
not really though.
dealt with all that mess. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, like there's this, he towed a really, 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 really fine line.
Did he not?
Like, he towed a really fine line because I don't think, I personally don't believe that he sexually abused or hurt any child, but I do believe that he got way too close for comfort with a lot of them.
Exactly.
Jesus juice. Yeah, Jesus
but
juice.
I don't believe that he because like I don't believe that he would be somebody who could hurt someone like that. So it's like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I personally think that he I don't think he would hurt someone with the intent of hurting someone. So I do think he actually was doing
so
something.
you think if you think his action, he thought they were normal and they weren't.
Here's my thing.
Or maybe not normal, but he's just like I love you, you know? So let's show each other love. In the most creepiest, nastiest way.
But here's my thing. If we take all of these sketchy things that he's done and we put that on somebody else, would we still have that same view?
No, and
so maybe.
But he wouldn't even be as big as he is if he didn't have the like, for instance, because we didn't know, we knew certain things about his life, but he was able to keep private as well. And because he was able to keep private, I think that played a role in how big he is, as well as just being an awesome performer.
If Michael Jackson was a new artist, I don't think he would have a Twitter page, honestly.
No.
He would not be. He wouldn't be on nothing.
Same with Prince. Like, I think part of that mystery, you know, that mystique is what brought them and what made them as big as they are, you know.
But they also grew up in a different era.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so,
if we look at things within the era which they grew up in versus the era in which we grew up now.
That's something that people, especially the Zoomers and stuff like that, they don't look at people within the context of the time period or the environment that they were in. So when like they'll go back to either old music or old jokes, that's a big one, old jokes from comedians from the 70s and 80s. And they're like, oh, you're like, wait a second, that was that period. I have changed and grown since then. They don't consider that. They talk about it now in today's context.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if you can really do that. That's not, you know, but I don't know.
I think that the way that we look at things, especially us millennials, the way that we look at things is way different, because we're kind of right in the middle. Like,
we're on East Bank, we're on the West Bank.
Right. So we have more of a different outlook and perspective than like these new age kids. I'm like, I don't even know what's wrong with them. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these.
We do.
Trying to figure out who are the parents of the kids now who are neglecting to share with them the stuff they grew up with.
Us millennials.
So
because part of them is our people, and then the other part of them are the small group of people right before millennials. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the Gen Xer, the late Gen
Right. And
Xers.
it's like, why have you neglected your children from like these experiences? Like, I don't understand. Like,
But see, here's the weird part: is also the baby boomers who had children late.
yeah.
So the difference is Generation X was more rebellious type of group in general. Those are the people that like they were teenagers in the 80s. They were, where there was a lot the different situation with that one. The baby boomers that had children late.
Hi.
Yeah, technically I am too.
Yep.
They didn't cross over so well in teaching some of the later stuff.
Right.
And that's a little bit different.
My husband is that, well, yeah, I don't know if, no. Yeah, maybe they are considered baby boomers.